What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Fox presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad life choices. Going over to scoresandodds.com. Get signed up where you got picks from me. Means you this piece of crap over here. Plus, you get access to this nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what I project for each individual prop. Plus, where the best lines are, and most importantly, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is Grant's Action Lounge? It's my Discord where I'm throwing in all my bets each and every day so you can get them before the lines and the moving. Just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord and get on in there. I'm joined today by a piece of crap, Daniel Chevelson. How you doing there, Daniel Chevelson?
Well, I mean, my ego has certainly shrunken since this show has started significantly.
But otherwise, pretty sure piece of crap is a term of endearment.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is coming from one turd Ferguson, so I suppose that's that is the way
piece of crap there is.
Yeah, you mean that in the most flattering way possible, I think.
Yeah, I try.
You only call people pieces of crap that you actually like, that are it's an term of endearment, I think.
Yeah. If I don't like you, I generally say, this person is awful. I do not like this person. This guy probably doesn't like Taco Bell.
Do you want to say any of these people you don't like? You want to publicly throw it out there?
No. No, my 8th grade math teacher.
What did he do to you?
He was my golf coach, and I got blamed for everything. Granted, I was a piece of crap.
Yeah. So you were a literal turd, not like the term of endearment turd.
Yeah, he had a stick up his butt. But it's neither here nor there. We got bets to talk about, Mr. Chevelson. Starting off with what do you want to start off? Football or basketball?
I'm more locked in on basketball. I've been digging into this 3-game slate tonight, which is so weird because I don't know if you can check the times. It's 3 basketball games in the association going down tonight, and the very first game starts at 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Just strange. I don't remember this ever happening, but yeah, just 3 West Coast games. I'm excited, really excited about San Antonio, Sacramento. I'm really excited about this game. I don't know where you're at. I've not discussed bets with you at all, so I'm curious where you're at. Of course, there's a football game this evening as well. That's the Titans and the Packers. I'm not as locked in on that. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. So knock out football first.
All right. So, I mean, we released a video, and they're tearing into me being like, oh, you're really comparing Dallas's line to Tennessee's line? No, Aaron Rodgers, blah, blah, blah. It's 25 degrees in Lambeau. It's going to be windy. And guess what? The Packers don't like to pass the ball too much. They want to run the ball. So I took Rodgers under 243.5 passing yards, minus 110 over at FanDuel, assuming it's already moved a little bit and it's going to continue.
I don't hate that.
I mean, he's hit the under in like 5 of the last 6 games, something like that, and one of those went to OT. Yeah, it's still moving now. It's down to 242.5 is the best line, but most places have it like 235, 240. It's moving a ton. So these guys in the comment section are just kind of idiots. And then A.J. Dillon over 37.5 rushing yards, minus 110 over at FanDuel. He's been getting 10 rushing attempts per game. Like they're going to run the ball a lot in this weather, and people just don't understand that. Also,
in my history, maybe it's just me, Grant, but in my history, the comment section is where the sharpest of takes are. So I mean, I'm shocked that the comment section is wrong about something.
Yeah, no, it's just everyone's so stupid. It's just incredible that people think they know what they're talking about.
Just want to say this, by the way, as far as I like this bet, and because there's not going to be a lot of plays in this game. I pulled up, Derek Carty, the blitz game level factors, game plays per game, just to kind of get a gauge. The most plays projected this week is Minnesota Dallas, 140 plays. All the games this weekend, this one is projected to have the least amount of plays. Tennessee, Green Bay, 122.9. Obviously, the less plays, the less opportunity for yards. And if you watch Green, they play really, really slow. And if you watch Aaron Rodgers, he does his absolute best to milk that clock and knock down the one every single time before they snap the ball. He wants to read the defense and do whatever he can, but to get whatever incremental edges he can get. Obviously it's gonna be cold in Lambeau. He's used to that. But the other part is outside of last week, I would say last week was his biggest week of the season. I'm pretty sure yards wise.
Nope.
It wasn't. Okay.
Not even close. He had 8 throws in the first half.
Okay, so I'm thinking it was all to Watson had those
Watson.
3 touchdowns and everything was he got everything. But the point is he didn't even get there against Detroit in the dome in Detroit. Like he
did get there. He had close to 300 passing yards.
Well, DFS wise, he didn't get there.
Yeah, no, he's not getting close any week. He's not doing anything. He's been mediocre at best, and I think that's mostly a result of his wide receivers.
Yeah.
Obviously, having some more guys healthy, Watson looks like he could potentially be the guy, but we've also seen this many times before with many different receivers. Like, oh, maybe he's the guy. Nope, it's a spot. I have the under on Christian Watson receptions. It's sitting at 3.5 plus 130 on the under, plus 132 depending on where you're at. He said the over on that one time. You know when that one time was?
Well, I know he had at least 3 catches last week because he had 3 touchdowns.
It was last week. Guess what? He had 4, and yet we're getting plus 130 in a cold weather game.
But to be fair, he has pedigree. He was highly drafted, and it takes a while for a rookie to come around. So you had to imagine he was going to rise up. And the other part of it is this wide receiver, the guys he's competing against is not spectacular. The group of Cobb and Watkins and Lazard, it's not great. But I hear what you're saying. I don't have a great take on Watson, because last week could have been an anomaly, but I also think he's rising because
I agree. But talent. 3.5 getting plus money. The main thing is he's a massive deep threat.
Yeah, I mean at least that's what he was last week. As far as the ADOT was real, it was jumping off the page for sure. No, you said plus 130. Is that the number you're getting?
Yeah, plus 130 on the under 3.5.
That's pretty good. And I think the plus 130 is the key there. I kind of buried the lead.
Yeah, no, I think I said that right at the beginning, but
in my head, I'm saying I buried the lead. That's the part I ignored.
Yeah, we got Dude Man Paw in chat. I like Rodgers under, so right there with me. King Henry for 100 yards and a TD. I didn't bet the TD, but I did bet the over of 100.5 rushing yards, which might be the highest I've ever bet. There's a chance I bet Henry at like 110 last year. You never know. But I don't know if you know this. Derrick Henry's really good in the second half of the season. I don't know if it's because defenses are worn down and he just gets stronger as the season goes along. But he's had 100-plus rushing yards in 5 of the last 6 games. Been unreal. Only time he missed it was against the Broncos. Cold weather, they're going to run Henry minimum 30 times, I think.
He's hard to tackle when the weather's fine. What is it they say? What is it like Derrick Henry? They put his name with the month. Like I think it's November. Or it's like
December.
Yeah, December. Okay, I couldn't remember which month it was. Okay, so it's next month where that's theoretically more of a thing. But I mean, yeah, Tennessee ideally they just want to run the ball, and he's going to have plenty of opportunities. I saw in the blitz earlier, at least last night. I was looking at it. He's projected for like 105 or 106 yards. Is that where I'm sure you probably took a peek as well. Is that where we're looking at?
I think it was like 105, 106. I don't think it was massive, but yeah, just looking at Derrick Henry's rushing totals, like 1,200 compared to 800 in the second half, averaging 6 yards per carry in 2020. In 2019, first half, 581 yards. Second half, 959. Same amount of rushing attempts. 2018, first half, it was 384 compared to the second half, 675 with less rushing attempts. He's literally averaging like 6 yards per carry second half of the season for the first half of the season for his career.
Yeah. By the way, very proud of you. You figured out how to do the scores and odds tweet. I just and you added me too. So there you go. I noticed you
did. Sometimes I do things.
Also, you mentioned here's a little bit of synergy. You mentioned Dude Man Pod. I'm going to be doing the show with Dude Man Pod 4:00, talking about NFL lines game by game. I'm just hosting it. He's going to give you all the advice, and we'll be knocking it out. But I'm the new host of that show for at least this week and last week going forward. Looking forward to talking some football. If you guys are wanting more stuff, we're just talking. I assume you're just talking Thursday, right? You don't have anything else as far as the weekend? Not yet.
Not yet. I haven't really looked into it too much. I generally there's just not enough bets out there on Thursday generally, so I get into it more on Friday and Thursday, like later afternoon. But
am I wrong to think that there's lines out there you probably can take advantage of, like on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, or just you're saying the lines they've caught on and they realize they shouldn't be releasing them because they're going to get exploited?
They just generally don't release them because of
okay.
I mean, injuries, any number of things. Generally, they start rolling in around Wednesday. The Thursday night lines will come in around Tuesday, and they gradually get more and more throughout the week. And yes, you can get much better lines. And if you're looking at something like Prize Picks or something, you can get them early on in the week, and that's huge positive EV. But I generally wait a little bit of the weekend so I can also cross-reference with offshore sports books and see where the drastic disparities are before I get booted from a new sports book. Happening a lot.
Well, you're too good sometimes, Grant. You got to tank it. You got to take a cue from OKC. Actually, they've been too good too. Also, the Thunder are playing too good. SGA is too good. That's the problem.
There is one way that I figured out to throw some things off when a game gets postponed for MLB.
Yeah.
Before they take the lines down, you bet lots of money on ridiculous wagers. So those go into the system as, he bets these sometimes.
I heard somebody say, and I have no idea how true this may be, but I heard somebody say, when you sign up for a book, brand new to a sports book, make your first, make 10 dumb bets right out the gate. Like make 10, negative EV bets. And then somehow you get labeled that way. And I don't know how that adjusts. If it does adjust, again, this is just something I heard. It's hearsay, but it seems like an interesting thought. Like, you might actually hit on the negative EV, but you tank it out the gate. Have you heard this before?
Yeah. So generally what I do when I start with a new sports book is I find 4 or 5 bets I like and then round robin them together and then do some live betting. Just so they think that I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, what's wrong with the round robin? I'm not understanding.
They're historically a high EV bet for the sports book.
Yeah.
So same with live betting. Obviously, they're not negative EV if you know what you're doing with the bets. But yeah, I try and do that to keep them off my tail for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it takes about 3 weeks.
Maybe have you considered wearing a disguise?
I wear a fake mustache, but it looks like my real mustache, so that's a problem.
Like you're wearing a Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity or something?
Derailing the show, Daniel. We got basketball.
Well, I mean, there's 3 games. I mean, come on. I'm stretching it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, normally the show's 10 minutes, but with you, it's 30. Yeah. So Anthony Simons over 26.5 points, rebounds, assists. What do we currently have him projected for at? Simons, 27.2. It's moved to 27.5 in some spots here. Simons, overall, just bad lines, going to keep moving. Simons is solid. Always contributes in pretty much every single area. Great matchup versus Brooklyn. High scoring game. Easy over.
Yeah, I don't have a big take on that one, to be honest. I don't know. I'll just yield. It's fine. I don't feel strongly one way or the other, so I got no input.
All right. Same basic thing for Lillard. I have his over of 36.5 points, rebounds, assists. He's going to do some work. Any thoughts on that?
I just thought that the line, this Brooklyn team is bad. I am surprised that Portland's only a 2.5 point favorite. I know you don't talk a lot of sides and totals. I just, I don't understand why Portland's not favored by 4 or 5.
I mean,
Brooklyn's terrible. It's a terrible team. You know how you know it's terrible? Even Kevin Durant said it's terrible. He was like, look at these guys around me. He named them. He's like, what am I supposed to do?
Well, when you spend all your money on 3 superstars and 2 of them aren't playing, it's what's going to happen.
Who's the third one? Ben Simmons. Well, he's playing. He's just not playing good. He's playing. Yeah. It's a disaster though.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of treat Russell Wilson in LA. Like he's playing, but not really helping. He's paid like a superstar, and he's playing like a 8th best player on the team.
Brooklyn got absolutely walloped. They gave up over 150 points last game versus Sacramento. We'll talk about Sacramento in a second. By the way, since we're talking about them, I mean, I was digging into some stats today. I've been digging into all sorts of stuff. Do you know? I mean, I was going to ask the question, but now I kind of it's a layup now. What team has the second best offensive rating in basketball in the year 2022? What basketball team?
I don't know.
Are you just playing along? We're talking about Sacramento, the Kings.
Is it Sacramento?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
We're talking about Portland and Brooklyn.
And then I said that Sacramento beat Brooklyn the other night by 90.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I just have one more bet left in this game.
Yeah.
I have a few in that game. Durant under 30.5 points. Do you know how many times it's gone over since Kyrie got out?
Probably anytime the game's close.
And the answer is one time. He's gotten over 30 points one time. Like, I was expecting huge usage from him, and he's been playing decent, but 27, 31, 27, 29, 26, 27, 28 since Kyrie's been out. Like, I'm just going to continue to hit this under. Well, I don't mind. Like,
there's been blowouts for what it's worth, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just too high of a number, and you're getting minus 106 on the under. But yeah, let's talk about the Kings. The Kings they're a fun team to watch right now. It's interesting, and yeah, Fox has been fantastic. I have his over 36.5 points, rebounds, assists. I have his over 24.5 points, minus 125 Caesars. I have his 24.5. I have his over 4.5 rebounds at plus 111 or 114 over at FanDuel. Like, Fox has been good in this offense. He's been really good. And if the games stay close, it's an easy over.
So it's two of the fastest teams in basketball, the Spurs and the Kings. They're 7th and 8th as far as pace. The Kings, I mentioned before, second best offense in all of basketball, and they're facing the second worst defense. So their incredible offense will be so far this year. The Spurs, second worst defensive team, and this game's going to play fast. They're going to just score a ton of points, man. I think the Spurs theoretically can keep up too, because it's not like the Kings are a great defensive team. They're the 5th worst defensive team. So they're going to play fast. There's going to be bad defense. I mean, the total is almost 240, 238, 239. It's pretty high, but justifiably so. It's hard to bet an over on that, but I really can see this game being 140, 132 or something crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. And then over on the other side, Vasil, over 20.5 points, minus 104. If this game stays close, all these overs are hitting. If this game doesn't stay close, I still think a lot of these overs are hitting.
Another one, I agree. Another one, by the way, another stat that I found in this game that I liked, as far as yielding points in the paint. These are the second and third highest teams as far as yielding points in the paint. Jakob Poeltl, 87% of his points come from the paint. This feels like an awesome Poeltl spot. Assuming he dodges foul trouble, assuming this game does not get goofy as far as a blowout, Poeltl should feast. And Sabonis, like 67% of his points are inside as well. Love both the inside players in this game, on a game where both teams get absolutely thrashed inside. I'm telling you, this is what I've been doing for the last hour, like just salivating over this game. Cannot wait for it. Yeah,
Sabonis, they raised his points, rebounds, assists line up a little bit. His points line is 3 points higher than normal, I think. Saying at 19.5, it's generally around 16.5, if I remember correctly. So they've adjusted pretty drastically to the matchup the sportsbooks have for Sabonis, for Fox. But I mean, Fox drives to the rim a lot.
Yeah, he gets to the rim. Yeah, and there's no rim protector.
Yeah, so I like his more just because it's a great matchup for him, and his line hasn't really been adjusted. That's kind of what you do with a lot of things. Is a lot of bets I have are really just like looking at all right, Desmond Bane's at 19.5 points for his over every single day, and he's been going up against tough defenses. Now he goes up against one of the fastest paced teams in the league and one of the worst defensive teams, and still sitting at 19.5.
Oh, condolences, by the way. What are you going to do the next couple of weeks with Bane out, because he's he got hurt on us?
Yeah, I know. Win money some other way.
Yeah, I mean, how bummed were you when you found out? That's your guy.
It's rough. It's a tough one, but Morant overs have been popping, so
Are you going to bet any World Cup stuff?
I have $5 or $20. I have $55 on the line of the World Cup so far.
Who'd you bet? Qatar?
No, I think I bet it's just all promos. Literally just promos.
United States?
Yeah, I think I have the U.S. Yeah. When does it even start? Thursday?
The 20th, I believe. Yeah, the home country opens it up, so Qatar is going to play somebody on the 20th. I think it's the 20th this weekend.
All right, I'll be down in
or maybe it's Monday.
So
I love the World Cup, by the way. I don't know if you know.
So do I. I just hate waking up that early.
Well, it depends what time. I don't know the time difference is. I haven't figured that out yet, but
right now it's 10 o'clock in Qatar, so they are 10 hours ahead of us.
I'm looking forward to watching there's a Netflix special on how terrible FIFA is. How they won the bid, obviously, was a complete disaster, and I'm sure you've seen some of the conditions out there already. And I think some slaves built the stadiums. It's a disaster. The whole thing is.
Oh gosh, it could not be worse. Not only that, like not allowed to S&D there. Not allowed to bang your.
What do you mean, like publicly or anywhere?
I mean, if you're a guy, you're not allowed to S&D anywhere.
Okay. I mean, what? Yeah, if that's written in the law somewhere.
Yeah, no, like they will arrest you if.
I think drinking's
they are notoriously homophobic there and have massive laws. Yeah, it's and then the beer is going to be like $60 a pop.
Well, because I think drinking is frowned upon too in some establishments. Or
we're saying that like no, we're not going to allow anyone to drink, and then they decide, okay, we're charging a 300% sin tax.
A sin tax? Like they're saying you're sinning. So in order to for it to be okay, you got to pay X number more dollars. Is that for real?
Yeah, I mean, U.S. does it to a lesser extent.
Okay, yeah.
Taxes on cigarettes in New York are like 400%.
Sure, yeah. I'll feel kind of dirty watching it, but like I want to watch the World Cup, and the whole thing is they screwed the whole thing up. They put it there, and they had to move because it's not in the summertime. At least it would have been like 125 degrees.
Yeah,
and they have these FEMA tents for people, like as far as the guests. I don't know why I'm derailing the show, but I was watching some things on it, and it's frustrating because the world and the players and everybody involved deserves better, but FIFA's corrupt. That's all.
Yep. A few more bets. I got Bagley under points, rebounds, assists, 22.5 minus 119 at Caesars. Bagley under 13.5 points, minus 119 over at Caesars.
I don't know about that one. That one scares me.
Yeah, unders generally do. I know he's getting 29 minutes, close to 30 minutes. He's in the starting lineup now. I know that it's not the worst matchup in the world, but he had more volume than he probably should have. It's going to be a slow-paced matchup going up against the Clippers. The numbers are too high.
Well, it's just the way his minutes have spiked up, and it's not just that. Like him jumping in the starting lineup. The other part is that Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart's out, so one of their big men is not available. So I think that solidifies his minutes. Yeah, I'm not a huge Bagley fan. He was once upon a time like a big lottery pick, and I just think his minutes are pretty solid. But I'm sorry, say the number again. What did you have the number?
22.5 points, rebounds, assists, 13.5 points.
Yeah, Kawhi, by the way, was upgraded to questionable. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that.
That's you're not upgrading him to questionable unless you're playing him, right? Because the Clippers are always
the Clippers.
I know they're always playing games, so I don't know what they're doing. But
yeah, no, I have no idea. Like it's the Clippers, they just lie.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kawhi doesn't play a game the rest of the year.
Yeah, and he's questionable for every single game the rest of the year.
and Paul George has got the hand, so he's questionable too. Kennard is ruled out for what it's worth, and the other thing is Cunningham's out too, so some usage to go around. With for Bagley, but yeah, I hear you. I just think he's got a pretty solid role. I'm pretty sure his minutes are pretty. Like Jalen Duran's going to back him up. 18 years old, by the way. Dude's an awesome rebounder.
Yeah. Last bet is Reggie Jackson under 13.5 points, minus 130 over at FanDuel. Yeah, Jackson's on. That's a parlay IQ. Have you checked out the parlay IQ?
I'm aware of the parlay IQ. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to use it and apply it because I'm currently in the wrong state to do so. But I've heard good things, and I don't like Reggie Jackson. He's been terrible this year. I guess some of it's dependent upon if Paul George and Kawhi play. Like that certainly matters. But I don't like his overs in theory. So sure, I'm good with his unders.
Yeah, no parlay IQ. Like this is RG's projections. They love the under on Bagley points and rebounds. Love the under on points. Love the under on rebounds. Like the over on De'Aaron Fox rebounds. That's why I took that one. Really like the over on Pirtle assists.
I have not looked at that. I got to be honest.
Yeah, Pirtle assists and Vassal assists. And Vassal threes they like a little bit. I generally look for the ones that are projected 30% EV because there's always margin for errors.
Yeah.
Running our simulations 1,000 times. But Yeah, prop models absolutely crushed, and it's pretty much what it is. Yeah, it's not quite live yet, guys. It'll be live soon enough.
I thought this was live, or is it? It was in beta.
It's still in beta. The football one's been live. The basketball one we're still working out the kinks. But yeah, just so you know, these are the bets it really likes.
What's the Pirtle line for assists? Like 1.5?
3.5.
3.5. Okay, I didn't realize he was. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize it was that high.
I mean, you're getting plus 120 on the over. On the season, he's averaging right around 3.7.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's all over the place. But yeah, I thought about betting that, and I think the main problem was I'm booted from every single site with a decent line. I think, yeah. It's
Keegan Murray, by the way, unlikely to play tonight. That just came out 15 minutes ago. We saw in that game, Davis had like his career game. Was crushing the first half, and he actually started the second half, which is a little bit surprising because I thought it might be Malik Monk to be the guy that starts. But Murray, not officially ruled out, but unlikely to play tonight for Sacramento. We are going to project. I don't see it. We don't have projection just yet as far as who's starting, but they still have other guys. They have Monk and they have Davis, and they have Davion Mitchell. So it's not like they're super thin. And like if they really need like Matthew Dellavedova, they can dust him off. Interesting. Just maybe some more stuff condenses for Sabonis and Fox. Just, noteworthy to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Not a ton to bet on today. Just nice. Maybe I'll take a nap.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch a movie.
What movie?
I don't know. I think I still owe you one. You still owe me one.
I watched that. I watched that Jerry Falwell movie, the couple movie. Yeah,
the Cuck movie.
The one that Billy Corben did, and the documentary on Hulu. That was really interesting. Corbin's great. He's an excellent documentarian. He is a wide variety of stuff because he did like the U on ESPN, the 30 for 30. So I don't think he did both. I think he did both, and he did an excellent series, Cocaine Cowboys. On the
Cocaine Cowboys,
several of them, like in South Florida. Check it if you're interested in. Well, again, it's different topics, but he's just a good documentarian. Billy Corben, not to be confused with the Smashing Pumpkins guy. Same name though. Wait, Billy Corben, right?
Patrick Corbin, who pitches.
That's He's a better documentarian than Patrick Corbin is a pitcher. I can assure you that.
Yeah, different than Billy Corgan, who's an American musician.
Yeah.
What's the guy that does that late show thing?
Oh, you're thinking of James Corden.
James.
He allegedly, like, there was allegations he got kicked out of a restaurant, which is hard to do as a celebrity. But yeah. Yeah,
no, I mean he's it's kind of like Ellen all over again. Like, oh, this guy's supposed to be so nice, and Vake's being a nice guy, and apparently he's a real piece of crap outside of it.
Well, it's one of those weird things because, like, look, I don't know what's true and what's not true, and I'm not saying he's a nice guy or he's not a nice guy. I don't know, but it's just, first of all, like, I think a good barometer, like a good tell, is like if like somebody's a good person or a bad person, like how they treat people in the service industry.
Yep.
Like that's a huge tell to me. Like if you're rude to waiters or waitresses, or if you're rude to like hotel clerks or any people on the phone, that's a big deal, man. That's a big red flag if you're not nice to those people. Be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I've been not as much, not anyone in the restaurant industry. Hotels have definitely been occasionally mean, but most of the time it's always
justifiable.
It's partially justifiable, but also like profuse apologies afterwards. Like I can generally hold it together pretty well, but when you've been traveling for 10 hours and you get to your hotel, and it's like, my room's not ready. It's 8:00 at night. I'm supposed to be able to get check-in at noon. Yeah. That's one of the few times I really lose my.
That's an extreme circumstance. If it's not ready by 8:00, you're okay. I hear you, but it's not her fault or his fault. But yeah.
I always try and preface that afterwards. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm frustrated. I get this isn't your fault. I'm just in a really bad mood. Yeah. So,
I just want to sit down and relax.
Yeah. I just want to get in my room and shower. I smell awful. But yeah, that's it. That's
Anything else? At 4:00, myself and Dude Man Pa. It's going to be on the Scores and Odds channel. This is the Scores and Odds channel as well, correct? Yes, Synergy. Mm-hmm. Behind the Lines, we'll be talking about the NFL, all games for the NFL this season. I saw Ryan. You said Ryan was lurking in chat. He'll be popping in, and he'll give you his takes as far as yeah. I'm curious what can I flip this your way? I mean, I don't know if you have, so Buffalo, that game's been bet down to 41.5. And again, I know you don't specialize in size and totals. That's what we'll be talking about. If that game gets moved, is everything off the board now? Like, say the game gets what?
Depends on the sportsbook's rules.
Okay, because like it seems like I don't know what the chances of it getting moved are. Right, there's speculation.
Yeah, it's not that they won't be able. Most of the snow should be done by the time the game starts, according to Kevin Roth. The main thing is that the roads and everything trying to get to the game could be entirely done for. Moving it is generally an expensive and costly thing, especially for an NFL game. So they're just passing up on revenue. It's a safety thing. 6 feet is a lot, but
yeah, Roth didn't seem too. He didn't think it was that crazy. Like as far as like he said, most will be gone. And again, it's Sunday, and we're talking about this on a Thursday. So this stuff, the timeline could change theoretically, right? The weather, it might speed up or slow down, but that's where we're at right now. And I think, like you said, it's for mostly the fans, like the fans getting to the game is is mostly the conversation.
Yeah.
I was just curious if that was a thing because, if you could bet over on that game and the game moves to a dome somehow, all of a sudden, like a Bills game, 41.5 total, let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on. They might put 41 themselves.
Yeah, no, I mean, one of my favorite things to bet is the Cleveland win games once or twice a year.
Under.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hammer the under.
Yeah.
Even if it's like 35, if there's 30-mile-an-hour winds, just hammer the under. And Cleveland's the main one I say because that's the ones I can remember in recent history where all the unders hit like 6 to 9 games or 12 to 4 or 7 games. So like just low-scoring games.
I just remember that absolutely miserable game last year. I think it was New England and Buffalo. I know it was definitely Buffalo.
It was New England, Buffalo. Mac Jones had 1 pass attempt in the first half. It was Monday or Thursday night. I can't remember which. We were doing the show.
Yes, we were betting it live on air, and I had some overs because the number was just too low. I refused to not bet it. And they did not hit. Good night.
Yeah,
insanely low. But yeah, there you go. Live and learn.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's been fun. We're out of here. Flare, kids.
Holler.